Hello, everyone. It is Erin Paige, and it is my sincere honor to be with you. And thank you so much for the warm welcome. We will talk about becoming the ripple or being the ripple during our time together. But before I start any talk or any workshop, I like to begin with centering ourselves. And we do that through the breath. And I encourage you to breathe through your heart center. There are actual studies, scientific studies, that state that the heart, being the center, really, if you think about it, and in the chakras as well, it is the center, it is the core. It is what communicates actually more often with the brain than the brain communicates with the heart. So many of you know me as the heart girl, or the one with the heartful connections around. And tonight we will be breathing in through our heart space, and we will be breathing in love, and then we will be breathing out love. And then we will get started on how to be the ripple. So if everyone would please put their feet flat on the floor, arms in your lap, uncrossed. And I would like you to just imagine, even though you will be breathing in physically through your nose or mouth, I would love for you to imagine and to visualize you breathing in through your heart space, and that you are breathing in all of the love that this lifetime has to offer. And as you breathe in that oxygen that keeps us alive, that gives us life, goes up and in and out and throughout all of our limbs. I like to call it liquid love. Think of a lava lamp. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to plug in our liquid love lava lamp, and we are going to start to circulate that oxygen and that love throughout. And you can do this at any time. So let's begin. Close your eyes. And I'd love for you to just imagine yourself breathing in through that heart space. And then hold it as long as you can, and just imagine all of that love, that liquid love that is flowing through you, is capturing all of that beautiful love that only you possess and is uniquely yours. And as you breathe out, you are breathing out that love. And your unique love through the exhale is being spread and is being rippled outward for everyone to appreciate and to be affected by. So let's try it one more time. Breathe in. Hold it as long as you can. And then breathe out. One more time. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. It's very important for us to stay centered and to stay present. And sometimes in life, it gets a little, I like to say, cattywampus, a little wonky. And through the breath, through that visualization of breathing in love through heart space, letting it flow throughout you and breathing outward, it can bring you back to one. So that's something that is a tool that you can take with you and use whenever you need. And give yourself permission to allow yourself to breathe in through that heart space. Even if you have to excuse yourself from a meeting or a situation, just for 60 seconds. So let's dive into how to be the ripple. How many of you throughout your lifetime, whether you have done it yourself or whether you have watched someone skip rocks or take a rock and throw it in the middle of a body of water. What happens? The weight of that rock or pebble creates something, and it creates something, rings upon rings upon rings, that create a beautiful ripple. And the wonderful thing about it is that once it ripples outward into infinite space, it does come back to one, much like what we did in the breathing exercise. So think about that. We are each individuals. We have been brought here with uniquely, divinely gifted gifts and talents, and whatever you want to call it, really. We are unique. We are all one of a kind. And it is up to us to tap into those divinely gifted gifts and talents, and to honor the power source or the higher source, whatever you call it, God, Spirit, the universe. It is up to us to honor that divine power and that divine source that gifted you these gifts. And whether it is something small or something large, it matters. It all matters. You will see this young lady behind me. Yes, that is me. I was just under 2. And the story behind that is, it was a picture that was in a photo album, and the photo albums that used to have kind of the glue and the plastic. Well, over time, that glue was not holding the picture in place anymore, and it fell out of this photo album. And there was something about it that really called to me. So I kept the small version on a shelf in my office. And I would pass by and I would see this beautiful little girl with this smile of joy. And as we all have dealt with, we have dark times in our life. And there were many times I would walk by and go, I don't know where she is. Where did she go? I feel lost and I need to find her. And then one day I took the picture, and I held her and I sobbed. I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. And I just decided that I was going to shift the tears of wondering where she was into discovering the wonder that she is, and come back to one, and come back to that joyful self, come back to the divinely gifted voice that I was brought here to share. It took some time. It took a lot of layers. But I'm proud to say that I have her posted here on the wall in my office. As soon as I walk in the door, I see her and I'm reminded that I have a gift to share with the world. And it is my job, my God job in my words, to honor that gift and to share it. And that's the ripple that I'm talking about. Many of you, as you go along walks, you probably run across rocks and pebbles, and they could be covered with sand and dirt. And if you pick one up, it may look like an ordinary rock. It may look like something that's just something standard that you would see, very ordinary. The interesting thing is that when you really tap into it, it's unique as well. So you can take as symbolism, whether you go find a rock yourself, or if you just imagine it in your mind, that this is just an ordinary substance. But when I take this, what seems to be ordinary substance, and you take it and you infuse the goodness and the infinite power that you have into this small rock, you can take this and you can throw it, literally or figuratively, into the pool of life, into the waters of life. And everything that you have infused in this will create a ripple, and it will transform and shift people, places, and things that you don't even know about, someone you don't even know. But because you've thrown it in, let's give the example of you do a simple act of kindness and you smile at a stranger. You hold the door open for someone that you don't know. You notice something special about someone and you compliment them. Many times, people that smile with their eyes, I'm attracted to, and I see, and I make it a point to share with them that I see them, that I see the light that they are radiating. And that's the rock. That's the rock that creates a ripple. Because you don't know what's going on in someone else's life. You don't know what they're going through. Not really. That's really only between ourselves and God or our higher source. But by you doing a simple act of kindness, by smiling, by opening up the door, or paying someone a sincere compliment, you could shift their entire moment. And what happens is people shift. Something about them shifts. When we tap into those divinely gifted gifts and talents and we share them, we create a ripple. We create something bigger than ourselves. And each person that we associate with, whether it's for a split second on the sidewalk while you smile, or whether it's a long-term relationship with a family member or a significant other, we become the ripple. And the amazing thing about all of this is that when we can come together and we can take all of our rocks and we can put them all in a big basket, and then we take that and then we place it or we throw it into that pool of life, we can move mountains. The ripple is much larger. We create waves. So the essence of who you are matters. The core of you matters because that is yours and yours alone. No one can take that from you. No one. The core of this little girl was still there when I found her not that long ago as an adult. She just got covered up with all the ick and the muck that sometimes life piles on us. But the essence of her and the essence of you still exists. And if you'd like to start small, take a small pebble of who you are and put it out there. Be brave. Set fear aside. My acronym for fear is forget everything and reframe. Because when we can reframe what our belief system was into something that we want to maybe take into the future, when we can shift what we call a paradigm, and we can change that belief system one pebble at a time, we can move mountains. Think about a passage from the Bible talks about the faith of a mustard seed. It's one of the smallest seeds in this universe. But with full faith, it grows to the highest of heights. And so if we can have full faith as in a mustard seed, we can do anything. And if we can take that symbolism of a rock, if we can take this and hold it close to your heart, and we can infuse it with all the goodness that only we possess. And if we can take that, no matter how small, and we can be brave and have courage and set fear aside and put it into the pool of life, we will be forever changed. And we will never know all the other people that it has shifted and changed and transformed. Let me give you another scientific example of the vibrations of the heart. So there is scientific evidence that the heart emits vibrations. And you can imagine that, a beating heart would have some sort of vibration. And the things that we are thinking, the things that we are believing are a part of that vibration. So that's why the breathing through the heart space is so important. Because when we're centered and we can fill that vibration with goodness, then that vibration of goodness vibrates outward. The same concept as a ripple. But if we are not filling ourselves up bit by bit, little by little, then the vibration that we're emitting outward and sending outward is that doubt, is that fear. And the scientific evidence is that the vibration of a heart goes out 9 feet. So if you're sharing space with someone, you might not have known this before, but now you do. Knowledge is power. That you are affecting those people that are standing within 9 feet of you. So if you are in a room with multiple people, each one of those people that have a beating heart, yes, that are alive, are transmitting their vibration, and you are being affected. So if you think of 2 circles kind of interconnecting, the interesting thing, y'all, is that the scientists who ran the studies were asked, well, how do you know it's 9 feet? And the scientists replied and said, well, actually, we believe that it's infinite. We are only limited by the machines or the devices that measure the vibrations, and they measure up to 9 feet. For me, that was an eye-opener to know that our infinite ripple that we put out there is in constant motion. And the people that we are spending time with, the things that we are doing, the substances that we are putting in our bodies are affecting our soul and are affecting our vibration. So when you can be aware of the magnitude that you have to create a ripple in this lifetime, you might make some changes and you might start to change your belief system. Whatever it is for you, it is my hope and my wish that you will tap into, spend some time in quiet. Take your journal, take your pen, doodle if you have to, that is a thing. And just start writing down all of the things that are unique to you. And please know this, that your list may be similar to mine. And we may share similar entries into that journal. But you know what? The way that I ripple outward with that same line item, let's use speaking. Let's say you have an interest in becoming a speaker, or you are, or you're a mother like I am. The way that I speak and the way that I parent as a mother is going to be different than you. And that is what makes us all so special.